What's up, guys and gals? My name is Splattercat. We're here at the Nerd Castle with the next episode of Mount & Blade Warband. Today's episode is mostly going to be a defensive action because in the previous episodes, we were declared on by both Vaegirs and we were declared on by Nords simultaneously. So right now, I've basically got an army that's half top tier, half low tier, and I'm just using this as a training exercise. So we're just riding around beating up lords at the moment. There's two of them down here. We're going to see if we can get rid of them before they do any damage to our villages or anything like that. There we are, and so after jumping him, this should be a really short battle. We got bad terrain for a cavalry army, but it should be alright. Because they're cavalry too, so I don't see any way that this could incredibly backfire on me. God, that would be awful. I'm kind of imagining like you get on the horse and all of a sudden the horse just bursts into flames, and the horse backfired on you. You're just like, oh god, why? Why, horse, why? And the horse is just like, because. As though that's an answer to anything. That's like the little kid answer. Whenever you ask a little kid a question, like my cousin has kids now and everything, and you're just like, well, why'd you do that? And they're like, because. It's like, that is like the answer that suits all questions when you're a little kid. That is the greatest scientific answer to everything that you can give. Because usually nobody questions you further, because the moment you say that, see, I think it's like cognitive dissonance in a certain way, where like you ask a little kid a question, they say because, which then it tells the asker, the person that has posed the question, that the little kid has no idea why he's done it. And it also reinforces the little kid to use the excuse more because most people just drop it then, and so they see kind of psychologically the reward of just like being like, because nobody presses them further. I will be scientific with the children. I will be like, you know what? Give me a 600-page essay on why you have done what you have done with empirical evidence. Oh, I wanted to murder that horse before it was a celebratory horse murder. Don't judge me. Sometimes you gotta celebratory horse murder something. It doesn't make you very popular with the environmentalists, though. It makes you, if we're going back to like El Gato del Splatter, it really kind of hurts your personality, it hurts your reputation, it hurts a lot of things with the, we've got Serenids. I'll take them because their master bowmen turn out to be okay. The caravan guards turn into hired blades, so I'll take, honestly, just take everybody, whatever. We'll throw these all into the garrison up at Qdan, and it'll be perfectly okay. We'll also take all the gear over here. We have a lot of money right now, so I was also thinking about maybe upgrading some of my gear. Let's beat up this little guy down here too. They've just been doing, oh, we can't catch him. That's disappointing. Hey, we caught him because he slowed down like an idiot. That is the best time to catch somebody, when they slow down like an idiot. That's why I only slow down like a dunce. I never quite get to idiot. We're gonna go surrender, idiot. Yes. Oh, good. Another hilly plain on which to fight. There's something kind of epic about riding in with just a cloud of horsemen like this. I call it a cloud. I don't know if other people have a better name like a herd or whatever, but for me it's a cloud of horsemen. Kind of like a drove of cars. I don't know what it is that's so cloud-like about a bunch of men on horses with axes and things, but you know what? They're cloud-like to me. They're wispy. That guy's already moitered. Oh, we lost a... Oh, man. How are you going to lose a knight to such a low-tier troop? That's an embarrassment right there. That is bad. Like, they just traded up so hard, if I was to borrow Hearthstone terminology. They just traded up really hard. A Lancer is almost worthless. It's a terrible unit. If I could catch this guy right here, die. If I actually hit him with one of those shots, I'd be super impressed. I've seen people that are really good at horseback archery. I am not one of them. Are we done here? Or, like, what's going on? Oh, I sense that there's probably somebody fleeing the field off in this direction. My spidey sense is tingling right now. Either that, it's the psoriasis, I don't know. It's something that's tingling. I can't tell you exactly what, so I'm gonna say it's a spider sense just to make myself feel a little bit better. Alright, we're finally done with the menial combat that we had to get done at the beginning of this episode. I started out by chasing those guys all the way down into the... Oh, you're my prisoner now, man. You are my prisoner. Welcome to the jungle, bitch. You are my prisoner. And so, I think I will put him through his paces on the rack for a little while. Just kind of see how he handles, see if he stretches well. And then, if he doesn't, we'll sell him back eventually. I mean, he might be slightly longer than he was before after we sell him back. Just based on that, he might have a few more holes in him too. You never know. The men get bored. You gotta keep them entertained. We have a huge crop of deserters down here. I should probably handle this. Like, keep it from becoming like a major issue for all of my other armies. So we're going to go ahead and deploy just to get rid of... You don't want to let deserters run around. This is probably left here. I don't know what the Serenids were doing in my territory. We're not at war with the Serenids right now. My guess is that migrated over from a neighboring Vaegir kingdom because Serenids and the Kyrgyz have promptly declared war on everybody that declared war on us. And so I think that's why we haven't faced any large-scale invasions just yet. Wow, those javelins are really going to hurt. And this guy in the back, and that's why you never want to be the caboose, because you become a target. You're that zebra with the gimpy leg. That's exactly what happens. You are the zebra that is coughing slightly when the lion looks out over the field and he's like, oh, that one's got the sniffles. I'm going to run that one down. That's exactly what happens when you're the guy in the back, the infantry in the back. Really, they got to reinforce? That's cray-cray. I wish that I would like the serrated armor a lot more. Like, I like how decorative and how floral it is, because I'm Hawaiian. Like, that's the thing, is I'm a quarter Hawaiian. We'll put that up front right now. But anyways, I like floral patterns. I like aloha shirts and things like that. But anyways, their shirts remind me of aloha shirts, and they're out on the battlefield feeling good, being the dude, you know how it goes. And then they get stabbed, but it doesn't show enough of the chainmail underneath. Like, if they actually took the sleeves off of it so that it showed more chainmail, and it was like a floral tabard, I would like it a lot better. Just me personally. Now, we're going to recruit as many of these manhunters as we can, because these can be upgraded into slave drivers, which are really, really... Actually, if you can get them up to slaver chieftains, they're pretty incredible units. And is there anything... We got an extra veteran right there. I don't have anything right now that I'd like to drop for extra manhunters, so I'll just take it. Is that piercing damage, or is that blunt? Oh, it's 25 blunt. Might be useful for doing captures, but... Not really interested in capturing right now. They are not even populating this castle at all, by the way. Running through Tolga, they've got Tolga slightly defended, and so Tolga's in good shape. I think we could reinforce it and make sure that it survives. For whatever reason, Distar is not getting reinforced at all. This is the big glaring hole in our armor at the moment, where I'm thinking, if the AI ever gets its act together and decides to come after us, that's probably what it's going to hit first. However, I think they're actually... Oh, the Sarranids are actually being a major problem for Vaegirs. I would also go so far as to... Vaegir... Actually, never mind. I won't go that far. I won't go that far. I was going to say that Vaegirs may still be or may no longer be a major player, but no. They've got just enough left. The problem is that their kingdom is split into so many little pieces that they can't effectively reinforce any corner of it. It might be worth thinking about to try and take Rivacheg. Although that would be a pretty nasty battle. If I had to wager how much we're going to lose on that fight, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be quite a bit. And I'm actually going to get rid of these steps bandits down here. Got some fairly large groups just kind of riding around, and I think we should probably handle them. I want this battle to be as big as possible. I do want to make that clear. Oh no. Worst map ever for a cavalry fight. I mean, luckily they're on cavalry too, so this is going to hurt them an equal amount as it hurts us. This is definitely one of those maps that the infantry has a massive advantage on. So let's make our way over the mountain. We're going to be like the proverbial bear of yore, and we will go over the mountain and we will see what we can see. I haven't sung that song in a really, really long time. I think it's one of those songs you sing it all the time when you're a little kid, especially from California, because like our logo, like our thing is the bear. Like we have a big old bear on our... Which is kind of, I always felt, I mean, I don't see brown bears that often, so I never understood why there's a brown bear on it. We do have brown bears. I'm not trying to say we don't have brown bears, but I never see brown bears. The only bears I ever see are the black ones. There's like these little tiny, I don't know, they're like the size of a big dog. Like a, I don't know, I'd say like a Great Dane or so. They're like the size of a big dog, and they're little black bears, and they're scared of everything. Like, they don't mess with people. Occasionally somebody will get mauled by a brown bear because they're a little bit more aggressive, but... I don't know. I don't see brown bears that often. I live like in the area with loads of bears and mountain lions and everything else. You know, I didn't know, but the California mountain lion is like the third largest cat on the planet after like tigers and lions. I was like, wow, are you serious? I never knew that. Like, I had a friend who was in her hot tub one night and a mountain lion came down and drank out of the hot tub while she was sitting in it. And I was like, so did you promptly just like shit yourself? Because I would have. That water would have been brown. It would have been brown as dirt. It would have looked like somebody had come by with a truckload, like a big old backhoe full of just dirt and mud, and had dumped it in there, because mountain lions are scary as hell. I've only seen one like one time, but we always have, I mean, they're not that bad. They only kill somebody like once a year. Which sounds kind of, I know that sounds kind of dismissive, but they only kill like one person a year. I mean, more people get killed by horses and deer than by mountain lions, but actually that's another surprising statistic that I never knew. You realize how many people get killed by deer every year? Like, deer are actually pretty aggressive. I never knew that was, they kill more, I think deer kill more people than bears. I don't know if I'm remembering this properly, so you may want to check on it. I always try and give disclaimers and be like, maybe you should Google this for a couple minutes before you take my word for it, because I have this horrific tendency to like read something 6 months ago, and then I play a game of telephone with it in my head, and then the story just changes around. But anyways, I have heard, and I recall I recall somewhere reading that deer kill like a ridiculous amount of people a year because they go into the rutting season or whatever, and the males just like impale people. I got attacked by a deer one time outside my house, and it wasn't like that serious, but I went out to my car and a deer wouldn't let me get to my car. It was this big buck. I think he was probably like a 6-point, just like sitting there. He wouldn't let me near my car. He kept like scuffling his paw around and like putting his head down whenever I tried to come around my car, and I was like, well, I called into work, and I swear to God, they looked at me like it was the dumbest decision, like, I'm sorry, they looked at me like it was the dumbest excuse anybody had ever used. I was like, I'm serious, there's a deer blocking my car, and he won't allow me to leave my house, like, he won't let me leave my garage. He's trying to kill me. Like, this deer is dead set that this is his driveway, and since he has cranial accessories which are quite pointed and very good at the perforations, I don't think I'm going to participate in this contest. As a human being, and I don't have a firearm, and I don't think you're allowed to discharge a firearm in city limits anyways, even if a deer is trying to kill you. I think you could make a pretty decent case, but at the same time, you would have to prove it. Like, you'd have to be like, the deer was coming. You have to use the Jimbo excuse. It's headed right for us. I should probably... God, there are so many step bandits over here. Let's get rid of the lair first, just to make this area a little bit more likely to facilitate commerce. And what in the hell is this? I've never actually started on this map. This sucks. At least now my knees are clean. I haven't cleaned my knees the entire time we've been in the series. I mean, my knees are filthy. They've got like these little protrusions. People keep being like, those are some awesome boots you have, and I'm like, those aren't boots. That's dirt. They're like, where did you get those? And I'm like, about 5 years of campaigning with never taking a day off. I'm gonna follow my troops and try and figure out where it is that we can get the hell on out of here. I think we could probably scale this. Oh, good. Gentlemen. I don't think they're accepting this as like a plausible path. I have never oh my God, they're over there too. I have never seen this map before. Get out of here. Man, I'm trying to juke him by jumping, but he's not going for it. Give him a haircut with my saber, and also a neck cut. I mean, it was kind of one of those overzealous type deals. I was like, come here for a haircut. And then along the way, he lost like an ear, he lost a lip. The next thing we know, he's filing like major complaints with the government. He's getting himself like checks every single month. I, on the other hand, have been put in prison for assault and battery. Is disfigurement I don't think disfigurement's a real crime. I think they just give you assault and battery, and then it's like stack on more and more charges. I've been waiting to tell this story, but I'll tell it right now because I don't have anything else to talk about. Oh my God, where are my soldiers at? What? I have no backup. I was waiting for that guy with the javelin way over there to throw it. Can we please, like, I assume you guys are fighting somewhere, but luckily these guys are terrible at combat, so it's not even... Ow! As I say that, he gets clipped in the face with a blow that probably would have killed me at level 1. Luckily, I am not level 1, so... Oh, you got a bow, huh? You got yourself a medieval gat. You think you're hard. Nope. But you are most assuredly bloody. And nope. And nope. Nope. We're just gonna continue that joke just for as long as we can ride out. So anyways, I got called in for jury duty. I don't know how they handle that in other countries, so sorry, European friends, if this story... I'll give you backstory. So basically, every 4 years... Or wait, is it... No, it's every 2 years. Every 2 years in the U.S., they put you back into a pool where you have to do jury duty. I don't mind. I see it as a civic duty. It's fine. It's really, really inconvenient, and it sucks when you miss work for it and you lose a whole bunch of money. But you know what? It's everybody's duty as a citizen to do this thing. I mean, that's the reason our legal system works. And so, well, kind of. But anyways, I'm not going to go into that. I'm not going to get on my soapbox right now. But anyways, that's why our system sort of works. But anyways, usually with jury duty, I find that I get really, really boring cases. Like, it's some old lady ran a stop sign and then, like, crashed into somebody else's car or something. Just really, really boring. Well, the last one, I got the call for jury duty. Where is the final enemy here? So there's one over there. There's a bunch over here. Okay, so let's go this way. I got called in for jury duty, and lo and behold, when I get into the jury box or whatever, where they start selecting people, basically how it works is you get there at like 6 in the morning, and you watch this video, which is totally... You remember those videos they used to show you in high school that were like, life is so awesome? It's like that, but about jury duty. And it's like trying to, you know those people, that's the way I'll explain it. You know those guys that used to come to your gym assemblies in high school and they would try and get you like super stoked about not drinking and not smoking? And it never quite stuck, like they just came across as giant goobers. Well, anyways, I hated those. Oh, don't turn your back while people are shooting arrows at you. He's like, I'm a Huskarl, no damns given. But anyways, it kind of came across like that. It was just a bunch of really goofy people trying to convince you that jury duty is the best thing that's ever happened to you. And so, after finding out that jury duty is the best thing that's ever happened to me and promptly wetting myself with glee, you sit in this room for about 2 hours. I read almost an entire book while sitting there, and then finally they take you into the room, and I find out I'm on the panel anyways. I haven't been selected, but I'm in like the big group for a triple homicide. Apparently there was a giant gang war somewhere in my hometown. I don't know where. I never read about it in the paper or anything, so I don't know. But anyways, there was a giant OK Corral shootout between two gangs and one guy. Talk about bad luck, but anyways, or maybe he's just the only person with any talent among the group. And anyways, a bunch of gangbangers in a car had pulled up next to another guy from a rival gang and had called him something and like whistled at him or something. I don't know. They tried to pick him up and take him on a date. I don't know. Anyways, I guess the dude goes and calls his friends because he's in front of his friend's house, and a bunch of other gang members come out, and there's just like this giant shootout in the middle of the street. Well, it turns out after the dust is settled, one guy is responsible for shooting like 4 other people and killing them. Like, there was something like 130 counts of illegal discharge of a firearm within city limits. But this one guy had, like, killed everybody. He had basically wiped out the entire opposing force by himself, and that was the guy that was facing trial that we were there. And it was actually the only interesting case I had ever seen, but I've never seen so many charges levied against one person. He had, the one charge of possession, and they read that one first, and you're like, oh, that's not so bad. He had, like, 3 charges, or, no, he had 2 charges of second-degree murder. 3 charges, maybe 3 charges, I don't know. Anyways, I think it was largely second and third degree murder because they couldn't determine if one of the other shots had come from him or something like that. Like, ballistics was unsure. Like, they had done all the CSI work and whatever before. Ooh, a spirited saddle horse, okay. It sounds haunted, but that's okay. I guess it's a horse that comes with its own ghost for $19.99. And I actually kind of want the splint greaves. I might be able to give those to somebody. But yeah, that's the whole point of the story. Is I actually wanted to be on that jury because it was a somewhat interesting case, but typically what you get is the Kingdom of Nords has offered you a peace agreement. What is your answer? Hell yeah. So we've signed a peace agreement with the Kingdom of Nords, and now that frees us up to really put the screws to Vaegirs. Let's go up, and we're going to take a look. What we're going to do right this second is we're going to go take a look at... No, you know what? I need to put more units in Qden, considering it's my bread and butter right now. And so we will... I don't know how does jury duty work in other countries? That's actually a really interesting... I love learning how other things work, say, like overseas. I really do. I actually find it to be fascinating, like the little variances in the systems that are in place. I find it to be incredibly fascinating because it's just something you never get to find out. It's I guess it's supposedly like, or not supposedly, I suppose it is. It's like a form of like cultural isolation almost, where you just don't know how other things work for other people. And that's always been something that really interests me. I've just always been interested in it. I have no idea how like jury duty works in France or Britain or like Turkey, for example. Or if they even have such a thing. I would assume that France and Turkey and all them do. I mean, it seems like one of those things that most people have in like the Western world, I think. But I could be completely and totally wrong. I could just be sounding ignorant right now. There's always that possibility. Never discount the possibility of Splattercat's ignorance. I'm going to drop off everything that I have here, and we're going to keep everybody else. And that'll put Qden up to 230 something, right? Yeah. And then what we'll do is we'll right up here, and I'm actually really, really kind of lusting after Rivacheg, because the one thing I'm noticing my kingdom is lacking, our kingdom has no steady supply of food. Like every single one of our cities is not a food-bearing location. Oh, damn it. How many Taiga bandits was it? Or Tundra bandits? I don't even know what my party is right now. Whew. Alright, get the hell out of here. How many was it? 46 and 44, and we have 60. Damn. Well, we probably could have taken it if we played our cards right tactically. We're making so much money at this point anyways that I'm not really that concerned. It's because they caught us on a bridge. Let's go up this way, and hopefully the same thing doesn't happen with Sea Raiders. So 361 there. It would be a hard-fought fight. But if we levied our troops, I think we could take it. I mean, I do think it's within the realm of possibility. I think if we came at it with a force that was really, really capable at siege, so maybe like 100 Huskarls, followed by, we got Lord Plyce with 112 men. We've got at least 4 armies now that have 110, 115 men, so that would put us up at the 500 range. I think we would need at least 600 in order to take the city, just based on the fact that I can't vouch for the validity of my allies' units as much as I can for my own. Kind of not the greatest food stock here, which means I'm going to end up riding all over the kingdom just trying to stock myself up with food again. We get 800 dinars from here. Luckily they're rich, so it's not going to matter. We'll sell off all these weird fuzzy elf hats that we're carrying around for some reason. Like, listen, of all the things we could have looted, the elf fuzzy hats were the coolest. We carry those around forever. Elf hats forever. Never give up. Never surrender to elf hats. Actually, I may turn this into a Nordic recruiting spree right now. Let's do that. Let me see if I can get some Huskarls at the moment, because we are running a little bit low. I think I have like 80 or 90 of them, but seeing as we're going through a period of war where I consistently lose a couple, I think Helbegi hates me, so I'm not even going to go down there. And while we're here, we'll hit all these little outer lying lands, and we'll try and get as many Nordic guys as we can. Let's go on up to Builin. And then once we're there, we will go to Kulum. And we'll grab that. Really wish I could turn these off. I say that like every other episode, but the notifications have always been one of my big beefs about the game. Always been one of those sore spots where I'm just like, I don't need to know what other factions are doing. Like, limit all of these to only things that are interesting to me. Like, if it does not involve me and a person who I am fighting, Now, the good thing is that all of these kingdoms over here, since I haven't been around in a while, should have a ton of food just stockpiled sitting around. And I actually just travel with a full inventory of food anymore. It just seems like... Let's make some money off some salt, too. Because we're going to be going back this way anyways. And I don't think I hit Quinn. Did I? I think maybe I did. Nope. Appears as though I did not. And Ambien loves me, so I should probably swing down to Ambien. With my luck, they'll be like, Ambien wants to give you 25 veteran archers. And you'd be like, damn it. No, Ambien. No. Oh, really? Even with our supportive rank, nobody loves us enough today. Guess we must have peed in somebody's Cheerios. The taste of pea and Cheerios does not go well together. Those are two flavors that do not mask. They do not, and one is not supportive of the other. It really isn't. Kind of offensive to the palate, all things considered. We still have room for a couple more guys, so why not? They're in the process of being raided. God. Definitely would like to see them recover a little bit. I mean, if they could take back anything, just like Proven, for example, I'd be a little bit more happy, because that puts Nords slightly on their heels. But for now, it's just sort of one of those spots where, what do? You know what I mean? All these factions are a little bit too large at the moment for us to hit them full on and get away with it. Like, we could hit them, but we're probably going to pay some kind of cost down the line. Upgrade to hired blades, mercenary swordsmen as always. We'll continue churning out as many hired blades as we can. Serenid archers, Vaegier footsmen, or footmen, we'll call them footsmen. Sounds like they have like a weird fetish going on or something. We'll call them Vaegier skirmishers, Serenids, we'll call them, I don't know, skirmishers, why not? Since we're probably just going to put them in a garrison anyways. Anybody with a ranged weapon is going to be more useful than anybody without. Slave hunters, so they've got a little bit better. They're basically, if you look at them right now, they're mercenary swordsmen on horseback. We have 45 men ready to be upgraded already. We'll turn them into basic footmen, because basic footmen are way, way better than the default Nordic infantry. I've seen the basic footmen win fights. There's no way that they should win, so sometimes you get lucky. Their armor is just slightly better than what you're going to run into a lot of cases, so we'll sell off this salt, make a little bit of extra cash. Oh, we're not even going to make a profit off this, I don't think. Oh, we made a little profit, I guess. They've restocked on food one more time, so we'll grab some of that. We'll drop off any high-tier troops that we have, so we'll manage the garrison, throw Trita in there. And who's maxed out here? So we've got a hired blade, a marksman, 5 Huskarls. But that's about it for right now. That's about all that we were able to do away with. Okay. Well, what I'll do is I'll grab, since we have a ton of footmen already, I'll grab them. I'll grab a bunch of these trained footmen as well. we'll just hoof it around for a little bit. I think we'll probably fight a couple bandit battles in the next episode. See if we can't get some of these guys trained up and clear out our land simultaneously, because obviously we've got a major bandit issue right now, and it cost me some money, and that's usually about the point that I start to take stock of like the idea of maybe fixing my problems, is once I find out that it's cost me like a ton of money. And so anyways, my name is Splattercat. I'll see you in the next episode. Take care out there, everybody, and hi-do.